He shouldn't be on television. CNN should not have him on the air. He should not be amongst civilized people. Is this too hard?
Keep going. We're not interrupting. It's okay.
Is this televised?
Only C-SPAN.
Right now, one person's watching C-SPAN like this. What the fuck? What happened to Brian Lamb? No. By the way, I say this in the best possible way to Mr. Novak. Honestly, I mean it with all due respect. No, it is. Let's face facts. This wasn't the Pentagon Papers. He didn't do something for the national good. He didn't reveal a CIA source and a CIA agent. He did it for punitive reasons, for ugly partisan purposes.
So you don't believe him when he says he didn't know that she was not.
Do you?
Not known.
Do any of you? I mean, it's a game we all play with each other, but do you?
You're asking me a question?
I am.
I don't answer questions.
No, I know, but you know as well as I do that we can all play the game, and why did he do it? We know why he did it, and we know what it was that he did, and the idea that we sit around and pretend that we don't seems silly.
You have a chapter in your book on
don't
media.
Don't go to the book, man. I got your feet to find.
I got it.
You know what you should have done at that point? Just is he allowed to bring up Novak? I mean,
no.
It's not a.
My editor said don't trade jokes. I'm not trying.
Is that true? All right.
But your chapter is called "Democracy's Valiant Vulgarians" about the press.
That is correct.
What do you mean?
Valiant vulgarians? I mean that the lowering of the discourse is done with tenacity. The press has bravely and nobly eroded the public trust, and I celebrate that.
You also said on Charlie Rose recently.
Is this the wrong room for this, by the way?
No, it's great.
Should I have done this at a union meeting?
C-SPAN will love it.
All right.
You told Charlie Rose about politicians who you said seek above all else to retain power. Quote, when you go to a zoo and see a monkey throwing poop, you go, that's what monkeys do. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? But then you went on to say, what I wish the media would do more frequently is say, bad monkey.
It's a brilliant metaphor. What I meant to say was when you see a monkey masturbating at the zoo. Listen, the room is dark and he's looking at you and it's very comfortable, and you throw out the monkey metaphor. Not, they're not all gems, Ken. I'm riffing, baby. I'm spritzing. I'm working the room, and it's dark and he lulls you into a sleeping thing, and you've been listening to the Minister of Singapore for a half hour, and you get out there and you don't know where you are. Shit happens.
What would happen if Hitler were interviewed by Larry King?
What? More coffee? Let me go back to the bad monkeys. The gist, the essence, to distill that, is we require, what I'm advocating is that the media come work for us again, that remove themselves from the symbiotic relationship that they have developed with the power structures of corporations and of the politic, and we as Americans we shall fight, never give up, never give in, win, win, win. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. No, it is altogether too comfortable. Look, we're busy in the world. We have things to do, and the corporate mentality and the political mentality is to create layers of obfuscation that make it difficult to penetrate what's going on. And that's the media, and the print media, by the way, is very different. And most of what I'm talking about is television. And the print media is much better at providing context, but you're providing it a week later, and by then everybody's moved on. I mean, that's the sad truth of it, is the world moves much more quickly now. And the real responsibility now lies where the people set the agenda, and the agenda is set on the 24-hour networks. And unless you're keeping up with them, and unless they are held to a certain level of accountability, that's where the deficit lies.
Let me just stay with that, John. Last night in the debate, you wish the media had said what about the monkeys?
Well, again, it's about a process. It's not about a moment. And so it's not about one debate, and it's not about one issue. It's about holding to account this idea that debate is two advocates for two corrupt organizations. That to have a Democratic strategist and a Republican strategist is not a debate. That's Coke and Pepsi discussing beverage supremacy. And it's not real. And to suggest that it is, what I'm suggesting is that the person mediating that has to have some expertise and has to have a job. And their job can't be, what do you think, Donna Brazil? Okay, what do you think, Babe Buchanan? We'll be right back. That's not a job. That's doing nothing. And it's allowing two people to dominate a debate that are strategists and understand the television press is getting their asses kicked. And they're doing it willingly. And that's the thing that I think is so frustrating to watch at home, because they have a role and they have a job and they're not doing it. And that drives you insane when you watch.
Go back to
I should have ended with a joke.
We'll give you another opportunity.
Thank you.
Larry King, you write about in your book. If he did do an interview with Hitler.
That was the first book, The Naked Picture of Famous People. There was an interview with Hitler with Larry King.
So describe it.
Well, the idea behind it was not, it was the idea of an apologist society that at a certain point, and by the way, I don't consider Larry King part of what I'm talking about. That's an interview entertainment show and exists as it is. But the idea is that no matter what you've done, you can go on an hour of television and say, oops, yes, I was a bad dictator, but I was angry then. I've written a new book, Mine Comfortable Shoes. It's about acceptance. It's about learning to live with, my therapist would always say I would play the dictator. But now, and for Larry King would then say, Hitler, we'll be back with Lonnie Anderson. So it's about not making judgments and sort of this moral relativism that has permeated television. Because the news media on television has become me, which is an entertainer. And that's where we've lost something. And that's sad. And the only thing I do well is think of jokes quickly. And so that's what I do on Comedy Central.